Hello everyone, this is Prem Kumar and welcome to this new lecture where we are going to create a new data type using external system as the source of record. In the previous lectures, we already did the same exercise but treating Pega as the source of record. So it will be more like a direct DB access. So you can access everything with simple OBJ activities like OBJ browse, OBJ delete, or different activities can be directly done to the database. But when you have the system into an external system, it will not be a database access. It can be like an REST API call. So Pega do support that functionality from the App Studio when you have some use cases. Of course, any real-time application, you will have some use cases where you want to access external data. Let's see how we can use a data type for that. Let's take this use case, what you see in the picture. Elise Records is a Pega application, but it stores all the customer details into a CRM system. Let's call it as like a Siebel system. So to retrieve all the customer detail, definitely we need to make some API call to get the details back. So we will have some data object and there we will have the data pages that can make all the CRUD operations possible. You can have a simple read data page. You can also have savable data page, which can help with performing the CRUD operations. Okay, let's see how we can do that by starting with creating a new data type. Okay, for this, the external system, I'm not using a Siebel system. I'm going to use the wire mark here. So it is more like a stub environment. And currently I'm just going to use only the get. But in a system, when it supports like post, put, delete, patch, or different actions possible, you can always create a savable data page and invoke that API call. But for now, let's keep it simple. We are simply going to use a get API call. So in the resource path, we are going to have this parameterized. And then the response is going to be simple customer information. Okay, now I have the stub ready. I have a valid endpoint as well. Okay, now let's start with creating a new data type. Same like previous lecture, I'm going to start. So I'll call this as customers. I'm not going to use any AI here. I'll say this is again going to be on the organizational level. I'm not going to use the implementation layer because again, customers can be reused across multiple applications. So that is self-explanatory. I'm going to create it into the organizational data layer. And this time, I'm not going to use the local system. I want to create a new system. So let me call this as a new one. And then it can be like Siebel CRO. Okay, this can be the system name. And I can use two options here. One is REST and the other is open data. Don't worry about this open data. Open data is like another standard that is coming into the picture and different enterprises are using it. It is simply a layer built over the REST. So if you go to the O data, you will also have similar configurations to the REST endpoint. You can also use the open data metadata or the URL. I'm going to use a simple REST URL. I have an endpoint URL already. If you have Open API, you can also use the Open API and upload an YAML file. And based on that, Pega will create some data model. But for us, we have a live endpoint. So I can simply go here, hit the API. Okay, now let's copy the API. So this is my domain. I'll enter the domain here. And then I have like this customer ID, right? So I can simply put it like customers /1 as an example. And this will be parameterized for sure. So I should have it as a param name. I'll call it as customer ID. So this is the parameter and header is empty. Authentication is empty for now. Let's initialize a call and see if we get a response. Of course, it is a stub. It is live. So if anyone can hit this URL, of course, they will get this response back. So I have this response created for the customer ID, customer name, customer since, country, and then city. Maybe customer since I should have used integer, but yeah, it is fine. Okay, now we got the response. So I can simply go and add each of the property, or I will say add all, because I want to map every details into the data object. Okay, then I move ahead next. And here you can specify all your connection configurations. Like for example, endpoint URL, it may change for different environments like dev, staging, and prod, right? So you can specify your endpoint and at the backend, Pega will create a new application settings rule. Everything will be pre-filled. I would recommend you not to touch the naming convention. Keep it like this because this is a standard naming convention. And endpoint URL, if you really have an endpoint URL for staging and prod, you can update it. But if not, you can also leave it empty and update it later point of time. Similarly, authentication profile. Again, Pega is going to create a new authentication profile. And for now, we didn't use any authentication, so it will be kept as empty. But in future, like definitely in a real-time environment, they will be having some authentication set. So we have to enable the authentication. So you will be prompted with creating two application settings, one for the endpoint URL and second for the authentication profile. Okay, now let's do a submit. So this is going to create me a new data object now. Let's see it in action. So this is the data object, customer data object that got created. It used all the mapping, like what are the mapping that came from the stub API. I have the property created here, and let's visit this data pages. So currently it created only one data page. When you use external system of record and we use the get method, so it created a single read data page. Let's open this data page from the Dev Studio. This data page simply uses connect REST, and then in the response data transform, you will see it created as a JSON data transform. It just does the mapping from the JSON attribute to the Pega attributes. And if you run this data page, of course, you should get the results. By default, it is 1. So I get it as a single page. Okay. Now, if you have some CRUD operations, so what you will be doing is you can perform a save options here. So if you go to the App Studio, either you created manually a savable data page, or you can also say configure save options, and then you can configure a savable options here. In such situation, you can use post, put, patch, delete. Similarly, hit an endpoint, get the response back, and that will update your data page as a savable data page so it can read as well as it can do other operations as well. But I leave this up to you because this is another REST integration, the same exact steps which we will be doing. So at the backend, Pega will create all the integration rules and then it can be used from the savable data page. Let's quickly revisit the integration rules as well. So if I open this connector customers, there you will find we also created some application settings rule, right? That will be referred into the connector. So this is the connector rule, and you can clearly see this is the application settings which got created. And similarly, there will be another application setting for the authentication profile. So these are the configurations which was created. And as I said already, like we created this vehicle, and for vehicle, it uses a savable data page, and inside the savable data page, based on different conditions, you do a database update because Pega is the source of record. Now, similarly, if you define a savable plan for the customers, and if the external system provides that APIs, you will simply have something called a data page customer savable. And within that savable data page, you will have different options. Okay, now let's add a new save condition here. And let me use the option of delete. I already have a delete endpoint created. As you can see, this tab has delete for this customer and customer ID. So I'm going to use the same thing. I'll use the endpoint, customer, and then ID. So this will be parameterized as customer ID. I gave the response as empty because for delete, I'm just going to check if the status code is 200, then I expect it as deleted. And now only for the records, you should do the mapping. So I'll say the request customer ID will be equal to the customer ID, right? That's the parameter which I want to delete. So I specify the request and response, I'm keeping it empty. And now if I just do submit here, so let's see what it happens. So what we are doing here is we are defining a save plan for an existing data page which uses external system of record. So what it did is it updated the existing page. Now let's open the data page from the Dev Studio. You will clearly find that this data page is now updated to a savable data page, and then you also have a save plan defined. Now you can add multiple save plans based on the conditions what we saw before, right? When Pega as the source of record, we use database as the save plan. Now for the external system of record, we need to use a different REST API call to make the save plan. I hope this is sufficient for you. I'll see you in the next lecture.